into this whole exchange?
Well, first of all, was it Cooper? That was not the question. The question wasn't about darts, extracurricular, activity. So he said that about a strategic question. So he wanted to get that out there. Coach, I know this is your squad.
Drew, how do you know that?
Well, I watched the whole thing.
Oh, okay. All right, got it. Okay, all right, got it.
That's just a given. It's understood.
It's just good to know. Okay.
Viewers know. Coach, what are they chirping about?
Who's they in this?
The Giants.
How are they chirping?
The tweets.
Oh.
I mean, Abdul Carter or Lawrence Taylor, one of the two, we call him, he's got a half a sack this year. He hasn't had a sack in the last, 5 games?
Okay.
Kayvon Thibodeau, since he got there, they're 20, 36, and 1.
We're blaming Thibodeau?
I'm just saying, because Thibodeau, they both tweeting. What are you chirping about?
Can I ask you a question? What is
how
good are the Broncos?
I mean, right now they're sitting atop the rugged AFC West. I mean, they've done more than the Giants. And look, this is gonna sound crazy.
No.
I actually think the Giants have a shot.
Yeah, that doesn't sound
right.
Crazy.
Like I thought about going. I considering it for my upset alert, but I don't know why they're chirping because they haven't done anything yet. And they're talking like they've done something.
Okay. Yeah, and I get why Cooper's talking. So they're first in red zone defense, first and third down defense, second in yards per game, second in points allowed, third in pass defense yard per game, sixth in rush defense yards per game, fifth in points differential, lead the league in sacks. So I get why
he read that like it was a diss and was all complicated.
I understand why Cooper
like that defense has played extremely well, and Cooper strikes me as being someone that's fairly serious, and he probably doesn't like the way that Jackson Dart is treating this. And I, at the end of the day, I actually feel the most sorry for the two offensive lines, because it's all defensive guys talking back and forth, and the offensive line is going to have to deal with the repercussions of that, where Brian Burns is second in sacks and Benito is first in sacks, so that they've got that problem. And Denver's offensive line has a bunch of issues with injuries. But here's what I'll say about Dart and Scadaboo and what they bring to the table. This is a team that when I went to visit them camp, there was a lot of optimism. There was a lot of potential there. And then they go out and they've got Mr. Unlimited, and it's just sort of acts like kind of an ambient to the whole environment. They insert Dart, and there's a new energy. And one of the benefits of having young guys is they don't know what they don't know. And they're not jaded by what happened last year to the Giants. They weren't here for that. So that energy has been infused into the organization. And it's not only transferred to the offensive side. I mean, it's the people covering the games are getting excited. It's been contagious, and it's carried over to the defensive side as well. So as much as I don't typically love John back and forth, I think for the Giants, this infusion of youth and energy has been exactly what they desperately needed.
Okay. Also, I would like to, for a moment, I guess, defend Jackson Dart from this, as Brew pointed out of nowhere attack from Cooper. Jackson Dart did absolutely nothing wrong. Jackson Dart is not.
He gave a high five to the ref.
But Jackson Dart has said nothing about. It's not like he took any shots at the Broncos. What Cooper is basically saying is the guy had too much fun in that last game they played.
Correct.
Which they won, and he played well. It seems like he's mad for a reason.
He's feeling himself. That's 100%
no,
accurate.
It's 100% accurate, but none of it was, to me, I don't know why the Broncos would be mad about that. It'd be one thing if this were who they just beat the Eagles. Yeah. This comment would make a ton of sense from an Eagles player before their next matchup. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we saw Jackson, dancing and then doing all that stuff. We've got something for him. The hell's Cooper mad about that this guy had fun on Thursday Night Football? Like that.
Okay, dude, let's talk about this because, come on, can we just be serious for like 2 seconds here? I understand Nick doesn't like the Broncos and yada, yada, yada. We know very well if Bo Nix and Denver Broncos beat some team on Thursday Night Football, they beat. How about this? Let's just imagine that the Denver Broncos, I don't know, they score like 15 points, 2-point conversion. They give the Philadelphia Eagles their first loss in like a decade. And let's just say the Broncos do that. They do it on the road in Philly, crowd rocking. And Boone Nick starts doing backflips and starts dancing, takes his shirt off and is just rocking. He's just like, oh yeah, giving high fives to everyone. What do you think Nick Wright would say about that? Do you think Nick would say his favorite term, doofus? Do you think he would call him a doofus? I think he would. I think he would. And so right now, two things can be true about the New York Giants. One, they need a little bit of that energy because they've been a franchise going nowhere. Absolutely, positively nowhere. And any sense of excitement, any sense of juice, any sense of fun is welcomed. You need something. That's why you could see them holding on to Jimmy Cutlets or whatever the heck his name is before. It's like they just need something. They need Machumania, Fitzmagic. They just need something. They need to hold on to anything. And that's who Jackson Dart is, scattaboo, blah, 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 blah. No other team in the NFL really needs that. No successful team needs that. Did the Philadelphia Eagles need that when they were winning? No. The Kansas City Chiefs need that when they're winning? No. Buffalo Bills? No. Baltimore Ravens? No. 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 So, when you're looking at a team like the Denver Broncos, who are a very serious team, and now you're talking about going up against this team now, the Giants, you're looking at them and like, they're not serious. That's absurd. Cooper's looking at it like, man, if that was my quarterback and my running back doing all that nonsense, like, I don't want that. And I personally don't want that for my team. Whether I'm a coach, whether I'm the owner, whether I'm just a fan, whether I'm a player, I don't want any of that. That's all too much. That's all too much, man. That's like the friend who's always on, always trying to tell jokes, always trying to be that guy, and it's just like, bro, can you just chill, man? I'm just trying to eat some dinner. I'm just trying to get some breadsticks. All right, can we just relax? All right, the appetizer is not even here yet. Can we just chill? Can we just relax? Butter your bread. Just take a deep breath, man. Take a deep breath. It's too much. And again, I can see both sides. If I was a Giants fan, I'm like, all right, we haven't had anything to be excited about for a second. This is fun. This is exciting. This is something. Give me something. But when you're winning, when you're focused, when you're grounded, you're like, what is that? And so he's saying, young guy, feeling himself a little bit, chain on, dancing. I feel like everybody needs something, you know, right? And it's like, yeah. And so the Broncos are really focused. They're going on this where they believe what they can achieve. They know they can be better than what they're even putting out there right now. And they had a weird, less fun game against, say, the New York Jets. And so they're focused. And so when you get these like weird back and forths between like the Giants and the Broncos and these random players, especially young players that really don't have any experience in the NFL, like Abdul Carter, you're just like, nah, whatever. I think for those of you who maybe didn't play sports, I think the best example would be is like when you're in high school, maybe, or college, or you start a new job and there's like seniority there. And there's just a sense that like the older people are looking at you like, I don't, who even are you, man? Like, can you just chill? Like, no matter even how great you are, you could be a hotshot rookie, a hotshot freshman, whatever. And like, it's still, you're still looking at him like, all right, man, like you still gotta like chill for a minute. All right? Like you're too much too fast. And I feel like that's the type of effect that Skataboo and a Jackson Dart and just this New York Giants franchise as a whole can kind of feel towards other teams. It's like you're just kind of like, what? Like think about this for a second. Think about how Jackson Dart and Skataboo celebrated beating the Eagles in New York Thursday Night Football. Some random game. They celebrated harder than the Philadelphia Eagles did after they won the Super Bowl. Seriously, put that in context for a second. They went harder winning a random game on a Thursday night than the Eagles did after they won the Super Bowl. How do you think other teams are going to take that? How do you think other teams feel about that? How do you think other players are looking at that? They're like, what are you doing? So that's all we're seeing here. We're just seeing that kind of disgust a little bit more out loud to a degree. It's all different. To me, it all is kind of different flavors from that. You have a couple players saying the play part out loud. you have some media trying to like push these narratives a little bit, you know, bait the questions and all of that. That's why it's like I don't care too much about it. But again, Nick has been on a run here with the pearl clutching of like, I can't believe this. I can't believe that. How about the Detroit Lions? Oh, what about this? What about the Giants? Well, Jackson Darn didn't do anything wrong. What if Trevor Lawrence, after beating the Kansas City Chiefs, was out there doing backflips and high-fiving everyone and ripping and literally ripping his shirt off his body? What do you think Nick would have came in and said? Well, of course, congratulations, Trevor, beating the play, beating the Chiefs into everyone's Super Bowl, right? It would just be like this whole thing. And so it's just like, come on. Come on. I know you don't like the Denver Broncos. I know you don't like the Denver Broncos. And so that clouds some views, clouds some judgment, but doesn't mean we have to distort reality. And so the Broncos do need to be a team that can humble a team like the Giants. This is a really, really incredibly important game for the Denver Broncos. They need to get back on track, and they need to start winning games simply, straightforward, and convincingly when you're clearly going up against a team that is not there yet. That is not there yet. I don't get too lost in the spread, you know, -7, whatever it may be. But at the same time, a game like this, if you do see Broncos, you know, given 7, you should have the feeling of like, this should be a straightforward game. It's time. We're in mid-October. It's time to start to feel momentum building right now. If the Denver Broncos play the Kansas City Chiefs today and say, I don't know who's going to win this game, you know, is it going to be one of those weird divisional game? You know, what's the story here? I don't know. But you start to beat a team like the Broncos convincingly. You put away the Jets convincingly. You start to like just take care of the business, take care of the small stuff. You're like, okay, this is a team that's feeling good. This is a team that's feeling strong. They beat the Eagles, right? Like they easily put away the Giants. Giants had no chance. You start to just put this all together. You start to see smoother football played together in continuity. And that's really what you're shaping up to do. This is what all these games are kind of in service of when it's time to play the Chargers again, the Chiefs. You know, when you're trying to work your way up the division, up the conference, and put yourself in the best possible position to succeed in the playoffs. That's what this is all culminating to. Last year it was just all about just kind of figuring it out, seeing who you got, seeing how good this is, does it work, how good is Bo Nix, blah 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 blah. And it's like you have those questions answered, and you have an elite defense. And yeah, there's some O-line issue, but the O-line's been great, right? Like the run game is still kind of lacking a little bit, and Bo Nix needs to continue to elevate and get better. But like against a team like the Giants, yeah, I mean the moments were there. The Eagles messed up a little bit, obviously, but like the moments were there for them. Jalen Hurts was able to get to work again. That game obviously took a turn, but the plays were there. The moments were there, absolutely undeniably. So it's just like, let's not pretend like this Giants team now is like actually like sneaky great or that they're about to catch fire. They got some exciting moments. They got some physical, energizing players, specifically Skaboo and Jackson Dart. That's a lot of smoke and mirrors, man. That's a lot of smoke and mirrors. And it's up to the Broncos to let the Giants know that. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. Whether it happens or not, like I said, it's up to the Broncos. It's up to the Broncos. And if they don't, then you start to have real concerns. That's the thing. Then you start to have real concerns. The Broncos can't put away a team like the New York Giants right now. Then there's some legitimate, then you start to feel like, this team starts to feel like the Seattle Seahawks of last year, any of these other fringe teams last year where you're like, yeah, they're good. They can win some crazy games. They can go toe-to-toe with like a random contender here and there. Then they like lose a weird game there. Then they get blown out by a great team there. You're like, yeah, you just have no sense of confidence whatsoever. You're like, they're kind of good. They have their moments, but like something's missing. You're like, what's missing? Like, I don't know. You just like, you can't put your finger on it. A game against the Giants is a clarity game. I always talk about barometer. Games and clarity games. A game against the Giants is a clarity game. Clarify who you are as a team. Clarify how great you are. Those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. what do you guys all think about the Denver Broncos? And this whole back and forth, and whether it's good, whether it's not good, what it all means, why they're doing it, how you feel about the Broncos taking on the Giants. If the Giants have a legitimate chance or not, let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. It's whether you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.